Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Online League. This hand is interesting. A Talisman or Warping Well would actually be really good, and we have 5 of those. I will risk it. So we'll keep Reveal Devourer and pass. Did make a few changes to the list, adding another World Breaker and cutting a Talisman or Warping Whale. Found that I was mulliganing a lot more. I think I mentioned on yesterday's video that I was going to investigate that, and it definitely was the case. So trying to make some adjustments using hypergeometric distribution calculator to find the right balance. And this is one thing I want to try. Otherwise, I'll probably cut Warping Well entirely and just bring it up to 10 7-mana value spells and 5 talismans, like it was pre-BNR. Let's see, a talisman. No talisman, but a second lab. Doesn't really do it, though. A Chalice on 1 could be interesting here. I mean, it would be a Chalice on 1. Kozilek's Command would then ramp us out to a Karn or Mystic Forge on 3. Otherwise, we can just risk it for the Talisman on top. Let's do that. I'm gonna play risky here. Slain Microspawn, not great. We will tuck the Devourer, pass the turn. We'll hold up the ability to respond just in case we need to with Kozilek's Command. I'm doubtful that will be the case, though you never know. What are we playing against? Still haven't figured that out just yet from the Flooded Strand. I take this Archive tapped. I mean, starting to feel like it could be Control. Spell Snare would definitely suggest it is Control. So I'm thinking Jeskai Control most likely. Yep, Jeskai Colors would make sense. Does mean that in order to get permission for his Kozilek's Command, we're going to be in a bit of a tough spot, but we might be able to eke out value here if we get them to tap out on end step with Kozilek's Command and then cast Karn as a follow-up. Though maybe you want to go Mystic Forge for bait. May not be a half bad idea. Okay, well, they only have enough for a counter spell. They would need a force here as well. Let's take a look. See if they will counter this. And if they do, it will likely mean they have a force as backup. Oh, that's confusing. I'm very confused why they did not counter that. Yeah, I mean, I'll force them to spend the 1 energy. But this means they definitely don't have a counter spell up. They would need to have a force. So let's go ahead and attempt a Mystic Forge. Let's see the force, if you got it. Okay, force negation, force negation. So next turn we'll be able to play a Microspawn, start getting threats on board. There's a Flage. Might instead go for Karn. So we can Tormod's Crypt the Flage out of the game. Flooded Strand. 2 cards in hand. They would need to have a force. Lab is fantastic here. Tuck the Breaker. Talisman of Impulse. Do you force the Impulse? You do not. Karn. Minus Karn. grab a Tormod's Crypt. And we'll activate on upkeep. Yep, so we'll target you. Maybe I should have put a stop on draw. That way if they crack the Fledged Strand into a crack the Fledged Strand for a Surveil, may have been a smart idea on my part. But at this point, I want to say we have the game. Another Talisman. 2, 4, yeah, so let's play the Talisman. Let's kick a Mycospawn. Let's get rid of your 1 white source. Alright. So, Jeskai Control. Win for game 1. Pretty clean one at that. Obviously you saw Flage. Chalice doesn't feel great in this matchup, so Might, Leveler, probably 2 Stone Brains, I think are correct. Yeah, I mean, this is a turn 2 Karn if everything goes correctly, so we'll keep it. Kozilek's Command as well. Love to see that. This actually gives us a good opportunity to cast that on end step. I want to play Talisman as well. Just try and ramp here. There might be an argument to holding it back in case of a Wrath of the Skies. Alright, well, Damning Sphere is a little bit unfortunate. Not the end of the world, though. Well, let's continue the ramp. Actually, let's be smart about this. Let's continue the ramp. See if you want to respond to that, because now I'm not as worried about a Wrath the Sky, given that Damning Sphere is in play. Yep, there's an Elegant Parlor. Island. A Mystic Forge. Well, we could bait that. So yeah, let's pass. We'll probably try and bait out a Force with the Mystic Forge. Revealed resolves. I think the only thing that I'm worried about would be an Obsidian Charmaw. Steam Vents untapped. 4 mana. What you got here, friend? Prismatic Ending. I will float a mana. You try and attempt a phase change? Yes, you will. Well, excuse me. Well, now you have a tax on you. So you can't counter this unless you have a consigned memory. Well, there's the consigned. That's fine. So once again, they're left with needing a force. I'm tempted to go and try and cast Karn, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't cast the Talisman and the Forge. I think we do. Like if we can resolve Karn here, we can grab Haywire Might and clear out the Damping Sphere. But I think the Forge is better to resolve. All right. Well, that does show they do not have a force. Archive. I will activate Forge here. Let's see, what else we have? Thought-Knot Seer is exactly what I wanted to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once again, we cannot play the Talisman. Let's go ahead and cast the Thought-Knot. And that will be a counter spell. I will pass. Another land. There's a Flage. Seems like a Flage. And that is perfect if we're able to resolve Karn. Karn, then I'll need 1 for Crypt. Yeah, we'll just draw the temple here. Kozilek's Command. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd only be 1, 2, which is unfortunate. Well, let's attempt to resolve Karn. Fetching for what? They might have to hard cast a force here. Sink in a stupor? No force. Well, that means they will resolve the Flage for what it's worth. We'll have a Kozilek's Command to exile it, so it's not the end of the world, just a little bit annoying. Yep. Down to 13. Oh, and they showed me it's a land. I always wonder why people do this. They really should not. Like, it's the land left in hand. Leave it as a bluff. Especially in this matchup. Oh, no reason for me not to do this. Actually, there's a reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need x equals 3. So now I can play around Dampening Sphere. Hold on to Karn. Yep, that's fine. Another Archive. Yep. Upkeep, and let's go ahead and exile Flage. opponent? What you thinking here, friend? Mystic Forge pretty much ensures this game's over at this point, I think. I'll just have all the card advantage. Let's... yeah, let's attempt to cast Karn. Does Karn resolve? Karn does not resolve. Oh, Memory Deluge. That's interesting to see. We don't see Memory Deluge every day. Also, I could look for a force. The counterspell still works here. They'll have enough mana consigned to memory. Alright, does Karn resolve? One more? Nope, consign. And also going for the replicate. Interesting. Not sure why, but you did. Okay. Yes. I will probably cast Kozilek's Command on your end step. There's a Flage. If it is, let's see how you stack your triggers, because that will be relevant here. Okay, looks like you stacked them correctly. Well, I will sacrifice in response. And then let's go ahead and cast... Oh, cancel that. Let's go ahead and cast Kozilek's Command and stack the top of my deck. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so X equals 4. Let's get rid of Memory Deluge, Learn Reveal, this and this. And Fort, do you have a counter? You do not have a counter. And looks like we will walk away 2-0 at the end of this match. Good stuff. Alright, I'll be back in just a bit for match number 2. Alright, we are back for match number 2 on the draw for game 1. This hand is not keepable. This hand, however, is. Tron's not as good on the draw, but it still is pretty good, especially with a Devourer to back it up. Let's see what our opponent's playing. Cracking the Catacombs. Overgrown Tomb. Okay. Light Halfling, kind of feeling like it might be Yawg. Chalice wouldn't be bad, actually. Yeah, Chalice on 1 would help with some things. Otherwise, we could delay and go Temple, but no, I think we go Chalice here. So I'll play the Mine, pass the turn. We're going to be playing Chalice on 1 a little bit slower than I normally would like. Shifting Woodlands. Okay. Grist. 'Tis a Grist. I'll draw. Done. Pass. We'll want to get rid of Grist. So they have enough for Yogg, speaking of the devil, and it shall appear. And I guess they can shifting woodlands. No, they're short on card types, so they can't just yet for Delirium. Looks like they have a Yogg in hand, though. There is an argument for me. Kozilek's command X equals 5 and then Thought Knot after. So yeah, if we Kozilek's command X equals 5 targeting Yogg. And then we Thought Knot afterwards, we can disrupt whatever they draw into. I still do want to get rid of that Grist, however. So how deep do you want to dig? Do you sacrifice your delighted halfling? Okay, well, let's go ahead and cast Thought Knot Seer. Take a peek at what you drew into. Agha's Soul Cauldron is probably the biggest issue here. So yeah, let's get rid of that. And pass the turn. I imagine you tick down Grist and get rid of Thought Knot. Halfling stuck in hand, play the Blooming Marsh. Here's the Wall of Roots. A Bowmaster. Bowmaster target me. That's fine. So I guess you'll be able to sacrifice the Orc army. Yeah, that does make a bit of sense. Okay, we'll pass then. There's the Orc army. Sacrifice the Orc army, targeting Thought Knot to draw a card. Yeah, only downside of casting Devour to get rid of Grist is the fact they have another Grist in hand. You could Chalice on 3 theoretically, but I don't think that's correct. Let's get rid of Grist. No reason to cast or play Eldrazi Temple for now, but we definitely will cast Chalice. Question is on what? We could do it on 2. Here comes Grist. Imagine I'll sack the Wall of Roots to get rid of the Devourer. That'd be my guess. Oh, I guess... What are they casting? Blood Artist. Yeah, that's where Chalice on 2 would have been good. Bit late now, though. There's the Grist. Sacrifice Wall of Roots. Yep. Get rid of Devourer. Question is which one you sacrifice. I mean, I think it's obviously Wall of Roots. I think it's outlived its usefulness. Still so strange is -0, -1 counter. Yep, always targeting me. It's good to note that it does target. Yep, that resolves. Blood Artist triggers again. That resolves. I think the best thing we could draw into here would be a All is Dust. We'll take the 2. Ooh, well that is interesting. 5, 6, 7. So what do we want to do with this? I mean, I could Walking Ballista, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7. EE does nothing. Flute doesn't do much. Could grab a Mystic Forge, theoretically, but Ballista would be able to get rid of Blood Artist, Bowmaster, and Grist. I think that is correct. Yeah. So let's go Ballista. Then we have a blocker for Karn next turn. Let's go ahead, get rid of Blood Artist. Get rid of Bowmaster. Do we need to get rid of Grist is a good question. It's not the end of the world if I don't. And it does keep a card type out of the graveyard, which is kind of important right now. Huh. I'm gonna say, let's get rid of Grist. And pass. Maybe that was wrong because of the extra card type. I guess we'll find out. I mean, even getting Yogg doesn't do much right now, though. Another Grist. Yeah. So you'll sacrifice the Delighted Halfling to get rid of the Karn. I would have held the Ballista. That would have made things a bit more difficult. Unfortunate. Mystic Forge is a good draw, though. I will take it. Soin Micah Spawn cannot do that right now. Another Karn, though. Let's play Karn. Let's go ahead and minus Karn. Let's grab... I think a Sayscape Leveler is correct here. Yeah. At the same time, once again, them getting Yogg, what does that do right now? Not much. For 3 mana, what can I do with 3 mana? Not much either. I guess I could Tormod's Crypt. But I'm not too concerned about that, so I think I grab the Leveler. And then pass. Alright, so this is Golgari Yawg. And for game 1, I want to bring in Brain, Dismember, and I think that's about it. Chalice is still good here. X equals 1, X equals 2 is strong. You want to keep those Thought Knots in for disruption. Alright. So far, the small changes we made have felt good. I think they're most noticeable probably last game. I don't think I've really seen any of the changes this game. The whale hasn't come up specifically. We could argue we saw the World Breaker last game, so that increased chance of a 7-drop was felt. It is also possible that the reason why I'm mulliganing more is because I'm keeping less hands, not taking as many risks with Devourer, when maybe I should be. I would have to really analyze that to say with any degree of certainty. What are you worried about from opponent? Fulminator Mage? Big one? Other than that, I don't think there's really anything else that I'm too concerned about from their sideboard plan. I think it really comes down to Fulminator Mage. Maybe a Reclamation Sage as well. But that's about it. At least all that I can recall. But they're certainly in the tank, that is for sure. I do think our overall plays last game were correct, even in retrospect with more knowledge. So overall happy with last game. But we are on the draw for game 2. This hand looks perfectly fine to me. I will keep it, reveal Devourer, and see what we find on top. I think I'll hold up the Dust. Love seeing Beseiju out early. A Young Wolf, we can always exile that. Devourer. I guess there's an argument for Devourer since we can exile something like Young Wolf. Another Kozak's Command kind of feels good. Forge is also great. I think you want to go Kozak's Command in this matchup. So let's imprint Devourer. Impulse Pass. Twilight Mire. Love seeing those filter lands used. That is unfortunate. Yeah, Collector Oof, I guess that does make a bit of sense. Annoying, but does make sense. Another Allah's Dust. Well, let's play the power plant and pass. Tempted to exile this Young Wolf. I probably should have done that at sorcery speed, given they have access to Bowmasters to kill it, to get underneath the Kozak's Command. Two could be a Birthing Ritual. We didn't see that last game, but that doesn't rule out the possibility. If it is, we definitely want to exile this Young Wolf. Because then if they did want to get something, they would have to sacrifice the Oof. Next turn we can always exile the Oof. One's thinking about it, though. They've tapped the mana, but haven't paid for it. Or cast the spell. Wall Roots. Yeah, that's fine. Activate Wall Roots. Delayed Halfling is fine. Let's cast Kozilek's Command. Go ahead and exile the wolf now. Tempted to exile the Delayed Halfling instead of the Oof and just aim for the All is Dust instead. Because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, we could do that next turn. That is a thought. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna trim down what they have available to them. So we can All's Dust next turn. Running Catacombs. Do you have the Yawgmoth? Someone's thinking about something. I think the most backbreaking thing would probably be a Fulminator Mage here. Yawgmoth would be fine, unless they make the 200 IQ play of getting rid of the Eldrazi spawns. This feels like a Yawg. But to do so, they need to get rid of Wall Roots. Yep, this is a Yawg. Okay. Yep, that's fine. No reason to block the Oof. Do you sacrifice the wall or the Oof to get rid of a spawn? If you don't, you'll come to regret it. Yeah, keeping me off of 7 mana is very important for them, and I don't think they've come to that conclusion. Oh, maybe they have. Beseiju. Well, that does hurt a bit. Oh, not search. Ugh. Rough. Let's go ahead and play the Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi, and pass the turn. Now we need to hope that they do not sack anything to get rid of spawns. Once again, they can't really sack the Oof, for what it's worth. Only one card in hand. What is that card is the question. And is it time to cut your losses with that Wall Roots? I think they're going to. It'll slow me down a turn again. Because they know I have the Devour and they can't risk me casting that. At least not right now. Yep, there's the Yawg. I'll float the mana. Abrupt Decay. Well, float the mana. Go ahead, sack the oof. Do it, I dare ya. Strange that they didn't use the mana from Wall of Roots. Yep. I don't foresee you... Oh, you didn't attack. Why? Odd. 2, 3, 4. So even a Talisman or Lab won't do it. Not Talisman, a Templar Lab won't do it. Take the mine. I mean, right now in a top deck game, they can't risk this oof. I guess they could grab a Mortuary here. At least see what's on top. Dryad Arbor is also a choice, yeah. You could sack it. Draw a card. Will you do that? Not doing so risks this All is Dust or Devourer. Then again, if I just draw into a temple, that is also a risk. Alright, attacking this time. Smart. Down to 11. So temple, lab, and tower. Oh, I will do that. Float. So now we need a tower. Ask and you shall receive. Yeah, I no longer care about oof. Get rid of Yawgmoth. And our top decks are always going to be better than their top decks, so we have advantage here. And they could sack the oof to draw a card. They do not, though. I mean, they're not even denying me a green source anymore. I think it would have been right to sack the oof. 2, 3, 4. What is this? Green Sun Zenith X equals 3 for Fulminator Mage? For Grist. Okay, yeah. I mean, we'll Allah's Dust, get rid of Grist, and once again, we're on the top deck plan. Not to mention this unlocks Talismans. We have an extra mana. Chalice on 1 will be good. So, Allah's Dust. And then Chalice on 1. Pass the turn. Next we'll go Chalice. Why would I do Chalice on 2? I have an All's This, not a second Chalice. What am I talking about? Ooh. No play for them. Well, let's Stonebrain. Stonebrain target you. Naming Yawgmoth Thran Physician. That is the right one, right? Yes, it is. Alright, so they do have the Fulminator Mages like we thought. There's that Delighted Halfling in hand. So they're out of their main game plan now. What we playing here, friend? I mean, you can throw the Delighted Halfling into the Chalice if you want. That's an option. Another All's Dust will pass. And the board will remain clear, even if they were to dust. 1, 2, or not dust, Fulminator Mage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me be short. Oh, okay. Force, yeah. So Chalice is off. You'll be able to play the Halfling for what it's worth. Am I worried about that enough to dust? Not really. Also no reason for me not to. Let's go ahead and dust. And let's Thought-Knot Seer. Not as good as a 4-mana 4/4 with nothing else, but it is something. Young Wolf. No reason to play the Temple right now. I'll attack with Thought-Knot. Do you want to block? You do not want to block. Interesting. Another Delighted Halfling. Yeah, as far as the race is concerned, we're winning. Imagine Young Wolf is the best blocker you have. Yeah, surprised they didn't block last turn. Maybe they're thinking of the what if they find a Grist. Well, then again, they don't need to attack or need to block, but Kozilek's Command will make their life harder. But let's not exile, we'll instead just dig deep. We'll hold up our green sources. Do you want to hold up both green sources or just one? I think just one is fine. Let's see, we really don't need any more lands. Oh, looks like opponent has conceded. Good 2-0 win there. And with that being said, we'll be back in just a bit for match 3. All right, on the draw for match 3. Hand is not good. Mulligan this. This is a bit better. Not the best, but not horrible either. It's a Chalice on 1, Kozilek's Command X2, and then it can follow it up with a Mystic Forge. So I think we drop the Power Plant, reveal the Devourer, and pass. Yeah, I was about to say, the name seems familiar. Chromatic Star is wild, though. This is like traditional Tron. I think another Kozilek's Command is correct here. We don't have anything else. It didn't show a map, and this feels like traditional Tron. It could have opals in it, which would be really interesting, but I think we X1 here and pass. I think that will hurt them a lot more, because that probably bricks Stirrings, map, other chromatics. Forest, Sylvan Scrying. Well, I found the tower. Devour doesn't do much here. I'll pass, see if they play anything. I think what I'm most scared of, I mean, even if Swan Mega Spawn doesn't do much, there's the tower. 3. Oh, this is like OG traditional Tron, and I'm here for it. Because, I mean, that's what I played prior to Eldrazi Tron. Like, that was my thing. So seeing like traditional G-Tron's pretty awesome, actually. Sowing Mycospawn and a Thought-Knot. Well, let's drop the Sowing Mycospawn. We'll top the Thought-Knot, see what they have in hand. Karn is better, though. Guess we should do it like this. I think our best course of action here is going to be a liquid metal coating. And pass. Do you have Tron? And we got there. So this is not even Eldrazi Tron, this is Mono-Green Tron. Wild. Love to see it. I just want to ask them, are you in the Tron Discord server? Alright, let's see what they say. I'm curious. If not, I'm slowly but surely every time I find like an Eldrazi person or a Tron person, just trying to get them into the Discord at this point. Stonebrain in. You should join. There are a lot of other Tron enthusiasts. Ooh, how do I spell enthusiast? Enthusiasts. SIAS. Okay, that's right. There. Okay. Now that I'm done trying to indoctrinate them, I need to figure out what I want to bring in and take out. Like, Chalice is normally not good, but like, it might be against traditional green Tron. I'll still cut it, I think, and run it like this. On the draw for game 2, this hand is not keepable. This hand's interesting. I mean, we tuck the Ulamog. We hold up the whale, but for what? Just the ramp to try and get Kozilek's command up faster? The hand's not great, but it does allow me to find some options, I suppose. Yeah, we'll keep it and drop the Might, as it's not doing much in this hand. Warper Whale here kind of just acting as ramp, though could actually counter a Sylvan Scrying, which might actually prove relevant. So we'll hold up the whale and see if that comes up. There's the mine. Let's see the scrying. Yep, he'll draw a card. Perfect. Let's counter it. And pass. Forge would have been nice to play. Alright, we'll pass the turn, hoping that they don't have natural Tron. Because natural Tron into Karn obviously would prove to be an issue. This is why I do like having Warping Wheel on this list. It just sometimes can find that little bit of niche value. Dang, natural Tron. There's Karn the Great Creator. Do we have a clean out here, is the question. Because they grab the Liquid Metal. Anything else as follow-up? No. So move the end step and cast Kozilek's command X equals 1. Trying to think of what my out would be, if anything. Temple actually does help. So we're not out just yet. Because we'll be able to do a pretty big Kozilek's command. Okay. If all they have is the tick up Karn, then I'm actually pretty okay. Saga. And feels like my old list. I'll float. Yep. You have anything else to do? Star is fine. I will go ahead and dig deeper. Four. Ooh. Oh, this is fascinating. Let's do this. Drop the temple, drop the mine, top the breaker, top the forest, and then pass. What? Do you have a Seiju? No shot. Ugh. Yeah, you got it. So that is 4, 5, 6. We'll have a threat on board. Doesn't matter, because we're going to search anyways. Rough. But I guess we can grab an Ugin's Lab. Maybe we don't want to, though. No, we'll play the forest. And we're going to kick the Myco spawn. You haven't shown me any other Tron lands, so I think we have to just get rid of the power plant here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what we grab. They're going to sinkhole it. Having a body on board will help, though. I mean, if we just bait out the lab, it's kind of fine. We'll bait out the lab. There's Saga. Yep. We'll return Breaker to hand. So unfortunate. That Besager really saved them. Make a construct. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about that. Well, let's go ahead and play the Haywire Mite. We'll attack Karn for what it's worth, but they'll block with the construct. The best thing they could do here is get rid of my forest. Next turn, though, it's going to be a 3/3. And at that point, I'm not sure what we'll be able to do. And they might just have locked us out. Because as long as they have something equal size or greater than the Myco spawn, Haywire Mite's only going to be able to keep Karn at its current power. Okay, so they'll have 8 mana now. Yep. Why didn't they make a construct though? Because they have a leveler? A devourer. So they do have a devourer. Like I said, this reminds me a lot of my old list. I wonder if it is. Hi, Butter. Hi. Can I do anything at this point? What are my theoretical outs? I don't think there are any, unfortunately. I think we're at a time disadvantage. I don't think I have any outs here, so I think that is going to result in a loss. We came back from what looked to be a really bad situation, but just we're not able to get there in the end. That Besagio was brutal. Otherwise, I think we keep as is. So I might go spawn as per usual. Fantastic card. On the play for game 3. That's natural Tron, but nothing to do with it. Be relying solely on our top decks. I mean, our top decks are good as well. That's the thing. Dang. Yeah, I mean, I'd normally keep this. I actually will lead with the tower, though. Normally I don't, but I kind of want to bait them. Ooh, they're going deep. Uh-oh. So, us keeping this 7, where our top decks are gold, makes me feel a lot better with them going down to 3. And looks like they're going to concede out. Alright, well. Sometimes that is how it is. That being said, we'll be back with match 4 in just a bit. Alright, we are back for match number 4 on the draw for game 1. This hand's keepable. I actually kind of like it. This allows us for a Thought Knot on 2, a Chalice on 1. Yep, we keep this. Let's see what our opponent's got. Forest. Ugh. Well, that is a minor problem. I mean, Thought Knot on 2 will be really good here. The question is Chalice on 0? Yeah, Chalice on 0 is correct here for Summoner's Pact. I guess there's a possibility they do Besagio our Ugin's Lab, so let's actually hold the ability to respond. So this is likely Temur. Mirror Pool. Aftermath Analyst. Well, I do need to get rid of that. That's fine. Draw. Temple. We'll do this. Actually, I don't need to do it at sorcery speed. I will pass to them and see if they play a bounce land. See what they play. Urza's Cave. Spelunking is fine. It's equal to a vigor, so no changes in math there. Otawara. Well, we want to get rid of Aftermath Analyst regardless, so we will Kozilek's command here. Another World Breaker. I would love a green source. Let's go ahead and play Thought Not Seer. Well, this is a bit of a wild one. Spelunking draws them deeper, but Azusa, they don't have a bounce land, so I think Spelunking is the call here. You don't want them seeing more cards if you can help it. If they do Besage You World Breaker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll have our World Breaker in hand. So we hope that they will... Oh, yeah, that's right. Azusa is in there. We hope that they Besage You us. And on their turn would be the best time if they want to break Ugin's Lab. They get rid of Breaker. Force, so Azusa Besage You. So you want to get rid of Breaker, now's the time to do it. But you're also giving me a green source, and you might recognize that is not a good thing. I do need to note that Urza's Cave can get a bounce land. Ugh. Alright. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Talisman. The only issue is that Spelunking. Rough. Spelunking basically acts as another amulet here. Let's... No one's Azusa Besage You and 1 amulet. Hitting Cave now doesn't do anything. They just put it to hand. Mirror Pool means that they find a 1, 2, 3 battlefield. Yeah, this is annoying that they have the Spelunking and Amulet. Teleria West doesn't do much here. Mirror Pool does do a bit. This one's odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's hit the Mirror Pool, as awkward as that is. You'll hit the Cave for a bounce land, but you'd have to bounce the Mirror Pool. And if you do that, I'm kind of okay with this, because that means the bounce land stays on the field. Yeah, the Spelunking acting as an additional vigor, or at least the first vigor, makes things difficult. Alright. You want lap time, butter? So there's the Gruul Turf, so it is Temur Amulet. We'll pick up the Mirror Pool, and we'll attack in. Oh, sure. and pass to them. I mean, we have a clock on them, so that's the good news. You know, 3 cards in hand, 1 unknown. Azusa, Boseiju, Mirror Pool. If they don't Boseiju this World Breaker, I will use it. Yep. I will search. Grab a forest. It was bound to happen, but it is what it is. Here comes Azusa. Leaving Mirror Pool as the 1 unknown. There's the Mirror Pool, so 1 unknown. Well, now I wish I had that Vigor. Let's go ahead and dust. And we have lethal on board, so it comes down to this. And we got there. So, Temur, Amulet Titan, a win in game 1. Bring in Stone Brain. Dismember. I'm not sure about the Leveler. The Leveler does hit the Talisman, which is relevant. Dismember hits both Azusa and Analyst. Are you a happy cat now that you're sitting in my lap? You seem quite happy. It's not necessarily a recent development, but I haven't been sitting in my streaming/gaming chair in a long while. But he has definitely become a lap cat as of recent. But we are on the draw for game number 2. This hand is interesting. I mean, it's Karn on 3, but what does that do for us? A lab would be ideal. Thought Not Seer would be okay. Stone Brain would be okay. Like, the hand is palatable, but it's not good. Butter. Come this way. Don't touch the wires, please. Yeah, it feels a little bit slow for my liking. Even with the ideal draws off Devour, I feel like it's not enough. There's Brain. But we'd be reliant on a land. Would it be enough? If we had a lab, it's fantastic. I'll keep it, drop the Forge, reveal Devourer, and pass. So we're really just hoping... Butter. I need you not to play F-Wire, sir. He was wanting to play, and unfortunately, in the middle of an Amulet Titan matchup, 'tis not the time. Saga. Alright, Devour trigger. There's the lab we were looking for. So lab, tuck Devour, play Talisman, and pass. We'll hold up Dismember. There is an argument, since they haven't found any Amulet of Vigors, that we take those. I think we do. I think that is correct. So let's go to Stone Brain. Target you. Amulet of Vigor. Because now these sagas really do nothing. we'll pass the turn. Have fun with that, opponent. Can't make a construct. I guess you can find a map. That'd probably be your saving grace. Because you need a green source with this green Sun Zenith. You need to crack it now, however. The player's as cave. You found a Beseiju. Okay. Crack the map. Or do you play green Sun Zenith on 0? On 1. A Boreal Grazer. Simic. To pick up Beseiju? No, to pick up the Vesuva. Interesting. Let's play the lab. No imprint. And we'll go ahead and play Karn. Map is now defunct. You have 3 mana. 4, though does Cave going to play tapped? No. So you have 4 mana. So at this point, I think we just go for the throw and grab Liquid Metal Coating. If you play Green Sun Zenith and grab, let's say, Dryad, we'll dismember it. So at most you have 4 mana right now. You have no attackers. So Karn's not threatened. Yeah, I think this is game. Trying to think if they have a way out of this, but I don't believe so. I guess maybe Beseiju would be their saving grace. But since they didn't pick up Beseiju, we're in the clear. If they had, we would have grabbed Stonebrain instead and stripped out Primeval Titan. And at that point, they really would have had nothing. But since they didn't, Liquid Metal Coating will do the job. Green Sun Zenith. Did I already... No. Put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. Here's his cave. Aftermath Analyst. Go to end step. Well, let's see here. Both are potential issues. We know they don't have any more lands, so we need to take out the Analyst. Thought Not Seer. We can play that next turn. Coding target Simic. Karn tick up. Pass the turn. The Tribe Scout's not doing much here. Yeah, and they called it. Alright, another clean 2-0 victory. Not bad at all. With that being said, we'll be back for match number 5. Alright, and we are back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. Hand is not great. Nothing really redeemable about it, especially into a game blind. We'll mulligan. Hand is okay. if I were to find a Templar Lab. I guess Temple Lab, and it would be pretty good if we found a power plant, as that would be natural Tron. I'm tempted to keep it, but I feel like there are better 5s. It's a turn 3 Thought Knot, 2 Kozilek's Commands. We drop the Cavernous Souls. I'll keep it. Reveal Devourer, and pass. Mox Opal, so this is looking like Affinity, maybe? They should have waited. You want none of this. Don't want that either. You might have to cycle one of these commands, unfortunately. Yeah, why would they crack the bauble there? Grinding Station, okay. Well, Grinding Station will be an issue. We're now going to want to find a Chalice and fast. Ask and you shall receive. Chalice on 0. And we'll pass here and hold up the Kozilek's command. What in the fresh hell? Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So this is going to be a Dryad? Huh. Well, let's go ahead and scry Exile. Hey, look at that, we found the power plant. Let's go ahead and play Thought Knots here to threaten and disrupt. Oh, this is Kethis Combo. Wild. Yes. Goodbye, Kethis, right? What does Jace the Perfected Mind do again? Yeah, I don't really care about that. Goodbye, Kethis. So this is Kethis Combo. Wild. I think it's the first time seeing this one. Here's the Chalice friend. You could play Jace. Looks like you are. He will exile Jace. Really? Targeting yourself. Yeah, that's fine. Karn the Great Creator. We can get rid of Jace, and we just lock up the game with Karn. So this is so far looking like Azorius Kethis Combo. All I know is it is Kethis Combo. Chalice seems good. Stonebrain seems good. Dismember seems good, and Leveler seems good here. Not a matchup that I have seen much of. So look at the so Mega spawns in an All Is Dust and run it back. And still fine-tuning the list. But we are on the draw for game 2, and this hand looks perfect. Reveal Devourer. This is a turn 2 Thought Knot. Not really needing any of this, to be honest. So I'll draw something fresh. Finds a Devourer anyways. Funny. We'll hold up Kozilek's command. Oh, if they do play, get Dryad Arbor, maybe Dismember's better here. Shadowy Backstreet. Okay, so it's at least white, black, blue, so Esper Kethis combo. We did see, I guess, green with the Dryad Arbor's 4C Kethis combo. Would be, I guess, what I would refer to it as. Okay, so yeah, 4C Kethis combo. Grinding Station's fine. Ooh, another Eldrazi Temple. We love to see that. Thought not seer. Let's take a peek, friend. 2 Teferis, a Kethis. This is a wild hand. So you're really hoping for something. Each line of card giver gains. So I think we get rid of Kethis. Yeah. Let's get rid of Kethis. That is the main part of their combo, of course. They get a land they can play Teferi. There's a land. It is a Saga. Here comes Teferi. We'll bounce a Thought Knot. Yep. The only thing is, like, kinda helps them, kinda doesn't, because we get another peek at their hand. A mine. That will help us next turn, as we can play Devourer. Well, I think we just get rid of Teferi then. So that way they can't bounce Thought Knot again and dig deeper. And if they play Emery, we can dismember it. Teferi ticks up. They might just hold back the Saga for a blocker. Oh, you shouldn't have done that on your turn, friend. That was not the move. Well, I guess it does get you Emery, to be fair. Oh, I can't because Teferi, right. It's like, why can't I not select things? Oh yeah, Teferi. Da-da-da. Well, this is fine. So we have, let's see. Let's go ahead and exile Emery. So Emery is down. We'll go ahead and dismember the constructs. You'll mill some cards, that's fine. We'll go ahead and play another Thought Knot Seer. Take the Jace. Go to combat. And let's deal with the Teferi now. I technically could have just attacked in, and maybe it would have been the right move, and then exiled the Teferi next turn. You do have Beseiju for what it's worth. So they will be able to disrupt us. Bobble. Windswept Heath. Windswept Heath. So they're going to Beseiju at sorcery speed, which makes sense. Yep. I will search. Grabbing a forest. So I'm one land short of playing Devourer. Mox Amber. So I really just need a Kethis at this point. Mystic Forge. Well, let's go... Yeah, let's go to attacks. I imagine the block allows them to dig one deeper. We'll then cast a Mystic Forge. Yeah, we can hold Lab up. That's actually fine. Allows us to play Devourer. See what you got. Spire of Industry. You don't have a third land now. Rona. Emery. So which one do we need to get rid of is the question. Draw a card, discard a card. Maybe cast a legendary spell and tap. Emery would be able to get back a artifact. I guess it'd be able to get back Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which would then be able to grab Kethis. So I think we get rid of Rona. What does your flip side do again? I doubt they flip. No. Let's activate Forge, see if I find something better. Not really. So, Devourer. We'll get rid of Emery. And go to attacks. So I have lethal on board. What do you got at Teferi? That does not save you, friend. It does draw you 2 cards. Got Teague. Ooh. Well, unfortunately, I think they got it. Well, I'll let them do their thing. I get to see their deck. I imagine, is the end goal a Thassa's Oracle? Or is it just to mill me out? It might just be to mill me out. I'm not sure. Okay, so it is to mill me out. So that is the end goal, is targeting me. That's good to know. There's the Mox Opal. You don't have enough. I guess you can Grinding Station. Draw a card, discard a card. Why do you not? Oh, I guess you couldn't before. Grinding Station. Yeah, I think what we did was correct. Just unfortunate that I drew into just the right card. There's the Mox Amber. Now you can recast Jace, right? And then mill me out for the remainder of my deck. Yep, perfect. That is what I thought. Okay, so I now have a better understanding of what this deck's goal is. Alright, good stuff. Like I said, I think we played that correctly. It's just unfortunate that did not work in our favor. Well, let's move to game number 3. Don't think I'll make any changes. I think we just run it back as is. Chalice, once again, going to be a very strong card that we'll need to utilize. Unfortunately, did not see any there. But we're on to play for game 3. Yeah, this is not great. A 7-drop would have made this palatable. Well, it is Tron. Yeah, let's see what our top decks look like. See if a leveler on 4 is good enough. Saga Bauble, Opal. So you have 2 mana. But no plays after that. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I don't need that much mana. A lot of mana, good. That much mana, not so good. 2. You have another land. You do. So now you have a construct, and a big one at that. I will unironically grow it of leveler. Draw. Do you have a Seiju? That'd be interesting if you do. I would be horribly upset. Okay, now I'd be a bit upset. Let's make them 50-50 it and pass. They must be very confused right now. I wonder if they have boots. Boots would actually be a little bit unfortunate for me. Bauble, interesting. I got nothing right now. I was hoping my top decks are going to be better, but we've drawn nothing but lands. Okay. Just gonna float a mana. I guess, yeah, they can bobble because now they have another artifact. Makes sense. They can make another construct here if they really wanted. I think when we do cast Leveler, we want to get rid of that Opal. It's right now the only thing that's giving them colored mana. Bobble. And they targeted themselves. Interesting. Otawara. Well, now that does give them colored mana. Still want to get rid of the Opal, I think. Okay, Opal for green. Do you Besage you? Unfortunate. I guess it wasn't really 50-50 now I think about it. Maybe I should just play the forest. Well, that set me back significantly. Stonebrain. Yeah, I guess I should have played the forest. Would have been the right move. Actually, probably shouldn't play the Stonebrain. Should probably hold on it. Ugh. Yeah, that's my own fault. I think I missequenced that. I could have forced the 50-50 and I didn't. The problem is now that Stonebrain doesn't really do much tonight. It looks like they're gonna have lethal on board. Yeah. Mistake on my part. Yeah, that's fine. I think Teague's well, actually it's kind of not okay if we draw into a Kozilek's command. What are you drawn to? That's not enough. Yeah, you got it. Besage, got them there. Unfortunate. Maybe a bit of a punt on my part. I probably could have found better hands in the grand scheme of things. But it is what it is. I took a risk, and I felt that across 2 draws I was going to draw into something better. But I did not. Sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. But with that being said, ended up with a 4-1 record, so overall, pretty happy. We also got to see a new deck that I haven't seen yet, at least not so far, with 4C Kethis Combo, so do always like seeing that. But overall, no real notes, other than maybe we should have mulliganed down to, what, 5? Probably is arguable to have done so. Like I said, I was thinking, well, we have Tron, we have 2 draws, actually 3 draws, so we're bound to find something. We did not. I guess we had only 2 draws, because we're on to play, that's right. We had 2 draws. Bound to find something that we can play for 7 mana. We did not. Is what it is. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, it is much appreciated if you do hit that like button. Comment down below if you saw any lines that I missed, if you saw some things that I could have done differently. As much as I hope that you guys learn from what I do in both my successes and my failures, I look forward to learning from you guys as well, as I might have missed something, I may have not noted something that I could have done otherwise. And as always, if you aren't already, it is appreciated if you do hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, as right now we are on track to monetize a channel within the next 300 days. 300 is very much an arbitrary number at this point because you guys have been blowing my expectations with how much you've been watching these videos, so I really do appreciate it. The only metric that we are potentially not going to hit by the time we hit the number of watch hours needed is subscribers. So subscribing really does help out the channel. Eventually monetizing this channel will help me make more content, save up for a new streaming PC, where I can then stream on Twitch in addition to these videos. So it would be really appreciated if you do. With that being said, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!